House of Many Ways by Diana Wynne Jones turned out to be quite the enjoyable read. It's no secret that I love the world of Howl's Moving Castle, and this book adds a lot to it. There may be some spoilers in my review. Overall, I found the characters to be quite enjoyable throughout. I really appreciated how Diana Jones wrote the character of Charmin. She wrote a character who is a bookworm, but also is really short with people and mad a lot. I really like this combination of characteristics I don't feel like I see often. It just shows that a character can be written to be one way, but not have a certain personality because they are this one thing. Of course, the one character that steals the show every time he shows up is Hal. Hal spends most of the entire book disguised as a young child, only speaking in a lisp and driving Sophie mad. He, as Sophie says, is having way too much fun as being a child again, and it is absolutely entertaining. The whole book is a light tone, having much more comedic elements than serious ones. However, there are a few scarier things, such as the Lobox, a pretty terrifying magical creature that is sort of a blob man, but also has an insect face, and they are basically planning to take over the kingdom. They do some pretty interesting things, I guess that are just their instincts, and are described to be completely unfeeling creatures. I think their designs are cool and they are threatening, and as antagonists, they are just evil. The Prince has a really neat backstory of getting rid of all the other hares and souring their names. The Lovox are conniving, but in my personal opinion, I think I prefer Madame Solomon as a villain, because she has an interesting motivation and is representative of some of the worst parts of society. And the Witch of the Waste in the first book also radiated more personality than the Lovox. But that is just my opinion. They serve their purpose in this book, and looking back, this is a well-structured book, with the first Lovox encounter happening towards the beginning in a slightly humorous way. The many doorways of the house was definitely a great concept, a good follow-up to the portal door Hal had in his castle. I love how unorganized the whole house is, and how to get from one place to another involves a series of complicated twists and turns before arriving anywhere. And Waif was just an enjoyable character to have been in the book to follow Charmin around, always there to protect her. As a sequel to the original book of Howl's Moving Castle, it did quite well. I could see that there was a little influence from Hayao Miyazaki in this book. For context, this book was released after the movie, and some parts, like when Peter opened a door to the past that affected the rest of the book, I had to say it felt like a reference to the film. Despite Hal and Sophie and Calcifer not being the focus of this book, I have no complaints. When they do show up, it's great. Hal and Sophie now have a son named Morgan, and any Howl's Moving Castle fan will love the arrival of the castle. It's so beautifully written, with Calcifer saying he needs to concentrate, then the shadow covering the field. And also, Charmin and Peter are strong characters, and throughout the book it's hilarious to see Charmin struggle with household tasks, because she was never taught any of them. Anyway, this is an enjoyable read throughout. I would recommend it to anyone who loves Howl's Moving Castle. Anyway, that's all I got for today's video, and as always, thanks for watching.